lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for this reading, the prompt that came through just as I was setting everything up is you are who you've been waiting for. Your journey to deeper self-love and honor. So I am channeling these messages in the month of February. As of right now, it is February 8th. So in the next couple days, it'll be posted just in time for Valentine's Day. This is not a love reading in the traditional sense. This is a self-love reading. So this can be for anyone. If you are single, this could be for you. And if you are in a relationship, this could be for you. This is more so about the most important relationship in your life, which is your relationship with yourself. So my intention is to bring forth the messages to help you deepen that relationship. We are also doing the infinite prayer with this reading. So about once a month on YouTube, I offer an extended infinite prayer session, which is a guided visualization and Reiki blessing that helps you align to the energies and frequencies and intentions that emerged within the reading. So there will be a link down below if you'd like to access that. And with each reading, there will be a prompt, an intention that kind of comes through that I'm inspired to write down. And all of that will feed into what ultimately creates that energy healing transmission. So these are really powerful opportunities to just realign, to get centered, and to deepen into the energies that were present during the reading. So go ahead and let's just get into it. You can choose group number 1, group number 2, or group number 3 with these lovely roses, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been here, my name is Krista. I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most abundant and authentic path and nature. So for this reading, the prompt that came through is you are who you've been waiting for. Your journey to deeper self-love and honor. I am channeling these messages in February, just before Valentine's Day. So whether you're in a relationship or you are single, if you felt called to this, this is a message for you. This is about your relationship with the self. And we are also entering into the infinite prayer for this reading. So the infinite prayer is a powerful way to receive an energy healing transmission, guided visualization that directly correlates and resonates with those who have resonated with this reading. So to understand more about the infinite prayer and to learn a little bit more about Patreon and how you can save money and still have access to the infinite prayer, go ahead and listen to this quick intro and I will see you in your reading. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring. Always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful pick-a-flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right. Thank you so much for listening to that. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. So you chose group number 1. So group number 1 with this beautiful rose. All right. We're going to get a channeled message from the rose to start everything off. And yeah, let's see what this lovely rose has to say to you. And I feel like it goes without saying that roses symbolize love, like deep passion, romance, and love. And in this case, we're talking about self-love and deepening into self-love. So, all right, beautiful red rose, what do you have to say to group number 1? You are worthy of more than you could ever ask for, that you would ever ask for. If you haven't received a depth of love that feels right, feels settled, feels fulfilling, effortless, that inevitable love that just feels right, keep looking, because you are so worthy of it. Love shouldn't leave you feeling wanting more, needing more. Love shouldn't leave you feeling empty. Shouldn't leave you feeling like you're questioning yourself, questioning who you are, your worthiness. Love just is. And love just feels right, just feels settled and calm. True love is something that is aligned with your soul and that gives you a feeling of calmness in your heart and knowing in your being that you are right where you're meant to be. It shouldn't feel scary or overwhelming. Maybe at times, but overarchingly, it shouldn't feel that way. If you are not feeling a calm, centered knowing, then keep looking, keep moving. It should feel right. Okay, so this feels as if the message that came through is a reminder that any potential love that comes into your life, if it leaves you feeling less worthy or leaves you feeling uncertain or makes you question yourself, makes you feel like you did something wrong when you know you didn't, if there's anything that leaves you just in uncertainty, it's not it. It's not it. The truth is something that just is, and you'll know it when you feel it. And it won't necessarily be fireworks, it won't necessarily be butterflies. It very well could be at times, have those elements, but the underlying truth of the love is just this calm, settled knowing, like, yes, this is right where I'm meant to be. So if it's lacking that feeling, then it's not it. It's not true love. And you're being reminded of that. So I hope and pray that you find it in you to walk away from relationships that breadcrumb you or that leave you feeling that uncertainty. I pray that you're able to find that worthiness within and knowing that true love is meant for you, but you won't find it if you stay in relationships that quite simply hold you back from your true potential. So, All right. Interesting. Interesting message to start it off with, because we're talking a lot about self-love, and it did bring in energy around potential relationships. So actually I like that, especially since this is a Valentine's Day Valentine's Day reading. It doesn't have to be around Valentine's Day. If you found me another time of the year, of course, we are all good. But your first card is from the Divine Feminine Oracle, and I'm actually going to read from the guidebook. And you got Marguerite Porete, the Mystic of Divine Love. Perfect. Love is divine, and I am nothing except love. All right. Let's see what Marguerite Porete has to say. Ooh, it's on page 17, which is one of my favorite numbers because it represents the number of the star in tarot. And the star card in this context is there is that right person out there for you. Like the star is this like best case scenario energy, like highest ideals, like everything you truly, like your heart and soul truly wants in love, you are worthy of, and it is possible. And so again, it's like, it feels like if you found your way to this reading, you've settled in past relationships. You've allowed yourself to stay in situations where you don't know where you stand and where you just feel unsettled, or where it's made you feel insecure. And perhaps that's made you think that you are the problem. Like, oh, I just have these insecurities I need to work on. But the message that's coming through is the right relationship. You won't feel those insecurities. You'll feel settled. You'll feel calm. You'll have a knowing. And so I'm reminding you of that. Maybe some of you kind of forget in like the midst of spiraling into thought processes within those insecurities. It's like, no, that's a reflection of the relationship you're in, not a reflection of you. So let's go ahead and read from the guidebook here. So Marguerite Porete, who she is. Marguerite Porete is the essence of divine love and the truth that all we are is love. Marguerite was a French Beguine born in the mid-13th century. The Beguine movement was a spiritual revival among women in the late Middle Ages that emphasized an imitation of Christ's life. These Beguines, or holy women, lived together in semi-monastic communities. They were not nuns, they didn't take formal vows, and could leave at any point, but they lived with shared spiritual intention. Marguerite wrote a spiritual masterpiece titled The Mirror of Simple Souls. It reveals the spiritual process she went through to be transformed by divine love. I am God, says love, for love is God and God is love, and this soul is God by the condition of love. By 1306, the Bishop of Cambrai deemed her work heretical and condemned it to be burned in Poret's presence. Even so, it continued to circulate widely throughout the Middle Ages, and in some ecclesiastical centers, it was embraced as an almost canonical piece of theology. Poret was ordered to stop circulating her book and to recant her ideas of God as love. Wow, it's like, you can't tell, like, we're going to burn these books that say God is love. That's insane. Like, what kind of religion? But she refused. Marguerite was arrested as a relapsed heretic and a free spirit, which included the belief that humans could achieve union with divine. The Catholic Church conducted an unprecedented trial to decide her fate. Like Joan of Arc, much of her life is recorded because of the transcripts of her lengthy trial. She maintained her truth that the soul has no other will but God's, and that when the soul is united with God's love, this state of union causes the soul to transcend the contradictions of this world. She suggested that we can be transformed by divine love into love itself, which isn't separate from God, and that ultimately no outside source is needed in this transformation. It's between the soul and God alone. Marguerite was burned at the stake in 1310. The Mirror of Simple Souls continued to gain popularity, but was distributed as an anonymous text until 1946, when Romana Guarnieri identified Latin manuscripts of the Mirror in the Vatican. Marguerite's name returned to the text when it was published for the first time in 1965. Wow. When your soul selects her card, there's nothing more powerful than remembering that we are love, and there's nothing and no one outside of us that is needed in order to realize this. It's between our experience of the divine and our own soul. We can let go of what we think we need to prove or who we think we need to be in order to receive love, because we remember that we are love. Then we can stand in that truth, even through flames. Marguerite is a courageous truth teller, and the truth of her experience is that love alone can free us. Not the love another might give us, not the love of family or of friends. All of this is powerful and significant, but the true source of love for us is in the fact that we are a soul and that the soul is in union with the divine. She reminds us when we've forgotten that love is the essence of who we are, and that true love is found within. Marguerite says, love has no beginning, no end, and no limit, and I am nothing except love. This is a time to own and to know this truth more fully. It is the most profound and radical act we can ever take, knowing the love we already are. Wow. How can I feel, soul voice meditation? How can I feel the love that I am more deeply and intention? Love is divine, and I am nothing except love. So this was reminding me of like years ago. Okay, so there was this Valentine's Day that I felt like enraptured with self-love. It was insane. Like, I'm a perpetually single person. I haven't been in a relationship in years. And I really loved someone years ago. And I decided, even though it was unrequited, I decided, you know what? I'm still going to let this just love that's blossoming in my heart just unfold regardless. I'm okay with it being not reciprocal. I'm okay. I'm just still going to love fiercely because that's what my heart is choosing to do in this moment. And I'm not going to shut it down. And it was soon after that when it was Valentine's Day. And I felt this profound, like I had let go of the person. But I had just felt this profound sense of self-love on that day. And it was the most I loved myself in my entire life. And I don't really know why I'm telling you this story. I just felt inspired to say it, but that could be relevant to your life. That could be, you know, if there's fear around loving, I guess it's more about, it kind of feels like the energy that's coming through is this loving without conditions, like loving without the need for it to be reciprocated, like making sure that you're honoring yourself and you're freeing yourself and you're not enslaving yourself to someone else in a way that is hurting yourself. But if love is there and you know it's true in your heart, letting it unfold and letting it just letting the fire burn, you know? And I think what it did for me was it opened like a door in my heart that had this capacity for love that I hadn't felt in so long. So I think that opened the door for me to love myself more. Because I did free it from conditions. It was like, okay, I don't really care if this person cares about me back. Like, yeah, it kind of sucks. I've had moments of like hurt around it, but it felt like such unconditional love that was pouring out of me that I couldn't not let it pour out. And that didn't mean I was, you know, pouring it onto the person necessarily. I was just I was letting myself experience it. And if they felt it, then great. But anyway, I feel like there's an energy of a freeing. Like when it talks about her being a free spirit, it's so crazy that she, back in the day, like she got burned for being a free spirit and preaching that God is love and that we have access to God. That's wild. But there is this freedom energy coming through the heart space, like this passion coming through that knows no bounds and that needs no, it doesn't need to be returned. It's simply unconditional, and it's simply it's a light that burns on forever, and it's a part of your heart, and it's simply love. So that's really beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see what else is coming through for you. So far, a heart activation, a freeing heart activation. I just keep seeing a fire in the heart, like a flame in the heart. And it's like gold and orange and red, and it's almost colorful too. I almost see like I see blues and fuchsia, and it's like a fiery, colorful, freeing feeling. So like an unleashing of love in your being. Okay, so we have breathe, and we have higher power. I'm actually going to pull a couple more from the Journey of Love as well. The call to action for you right now is to simply open your heart and let love pour out. And it's as simple as that. There are so many, I mean, it doesn't even feel like it has to do with the person receiving your love or the world receiving your love. It's just the act of loving that's important here. There's like an activation. Okay, let's see. We have Spiral Dance of the Goddess. Oh my gosh. How weird is this? We have in this deck, the first deck I pulled, number 29 was Breathe. And then we have number 29 again, right next to it. Like, what are the odds of that? So that reduces, 29 reduces to 2, which is a number of union. Spiral Dance of the Goddess. And just that, even that, Spiral Dance of the Goddess, like it's making me think of that flame dancing, like movement. There's so much movement, activation, change, power, love, unconditional energy just that wants to pour through. It's through your heart space. The fact that this is a green card as well, that's green is the color of the heart chakra. Your life is going to be enriched so much by allowing yourself to be a loving being for the sake of being a loving being. We also have, wow, and then next to higher power, we have Heart of God, number 9. Okay. And this Marguerite Pret in the center, like, I am love. That is the message. And she was a part of like a monastic community that surrendered to God and just lived as love. And this is the energy you're called into. It's pretty profound. And I don't feel like my words can do it justice as I sit here. I can only hope that as you're, sitting and listening or watching, that you feel the energy present here. This unconditional fiery love that wants to pour out, that wants to activate your being. It's almost like I don't know what else I can say. It's coming from the divine herself, the divine himself, and it feels life-changing. Like if this love is activated in your being, you become someone who is fearless because you recognize that love is all that matters, and you're able to take risks in your life that you wouldn't have before when you lived under a cloud or in a box or like enclosed, like with your heart closed. But this is, I'm going to live in love, and I'm going to allow this activated love in my being to animate me and to breathe through me. And there is no other way of being than this. You have the heart of God. God has bestowed upon you a heart that is capable of so much love, capable of experiencing and extending so much love that it can alter your brain chemistry, alter the world's, the brain chemistry of those around you just by being in your presence. I'm going to go ahead and get into the tarot because ultimately for these oracle cards that I've pulled so far, I want you to feel and know that you are a powerful source of love and that you don't need anything outside of you to activate that love. While it can be helpful and while there can be reflections around you that spark love in your being, please, when those reflections, when those people, when those things leave your reality, if they do, please do not let that spark in your heart fizzle out. Please do not associate the spark in your heart solely with the one who, like the presence of the one who ignited it or who reflected it back to you, because it was always you. They just held up the mirror for a moment. So ultimately, you are meant to let that fire be activated, even if it's just within your being alone. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Enchanted Foraxa Tarot. I love that there's, like, when we were talking about 29, reducing to 2, and union, and then we have Spiral Dance of the Goddess, and then we have Heart of God, and God is the masculine, and Goddess is the feminine. And so there is this powerful union that's occurring within you, and there is a deep opportunity for you to align to the right union for you. If you are looking for a partnership, looking for that counterpart, there is an opportunity for that, but this is an activation within the self first. And wow, this is so much deeper. This is so much more profound than, when I came to do this reading, I wanted to do a self-love reading for Valentine's Day, but this energy is just so much more profound, and it's not even about, it's like the reality that you recognize that you are love. It's like you don't even have to learn how to love yourself. It's like it just is. Whew, like the energy is so pure and so invigorating to be in. I'm happy for you. The fact that you landed here in this reading and this energy is available to you right now within your soul. It's a really profound statement about where you've gotten yourself, like the point you've gotten yourself to, that your heart could hold this much love, that your heart has the capacity for it. Like, what have you been through? What have you gone through? What have you healed to get to this point? There is this recognition of that. Okay, so wow, we have the King of Cups, Elder of Water, on this Heart of God masculine side. So that's pretty well in perfect alignment there. The King of Cups is a masculine energy that is overflowing with love, and that is compassionate, that is gentle, that is intuitive and sweet and good, and that is a leader when it comes to like the emotional realms. So let's keep pulling cards. Let's see what else we get. Oh my God. We have the Lovers. Wow. Okay. We have the Fool. We have the Knight of Wands, which makes perfect sense with that fiery, passionate energy. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Earth. So whatever journey you've been on with the Eight of Pentacles, that's a card about cultivation over time, mastering something. And that card is telling me that you've been on a long journey to learn how to not only love yourself, but exist as love, to let love flow through you, to let love be your guiding force. And I feel and see you coming to this culminating moment where everything kind of falls into place, and where your heart opens up. And again, the Fool is about taking risks, leaps of faith. You're about to take some risks in your life, but they're not going to feel like risks in the moment. They're going to feel like the only step to take. Like it's going to feel like this is the only step, because this is the most loving step. This is ultimate love in action. So if you've been worried about big decisions coming up, you aren't going to have a hard time when the time comes to make those decisions, because it's all going to make sense. And your heart is going to lead the way, and there will be no questions whatsoever. And I want to tell you now that please follow those whims, because the Knight of Wands, I was confusing it in my head with the Knight of Cups, but I'm going to go with that message anyway. You can trust your heart moving forward in your life. From this place of overflowing unconditional love without the need for it to be reciprocated. Like you are the most free person on the planet. There is no more fear here. And so you can trust where your heart's leading you, because you know you're safe no matter what. Trust where love is leading you. And there is a powerful opportunity for a reflection of that love in your community, in a potential partnership, in your intimate friendship circles. It's hard to put into words. That's like how I would see it, as like a reflection, but it's like you being so aligned to the love of your being that there's no choice but for the world to reflect that back to you, because your choices are being made from that place. So however you're moving in the world, I promise you, on the other side of those action steps you're taking that may feel a little risky, but ultimately you know it's the right thing to do, on the other side of that is just love. And just a deeper reflection of love than you've ever felt in your life. So considering this is a universal reading, this is a collective reading, that could look so many different ways to so many different people. But it's almost like saying, when you love yourself so deeply, and when you allow yourself to be love so profoundly, the natural consequence of that is more love, like attracting in more love. So however that looks is however that looks. And you'll know in your soul when it's right. You'll know in your soul when you're around others who are capable of loving in that same way, others who have access to love in their hearts, love from the divine in that same way. It will just feel right. And there won't be any confusion. There won't be any uncertainty anymore. It won't feel like, something's off, or, I don't know. It will just be like, yes, absolutely, 100%, this is right. You've gotten yourself to this point. If it's been a long, winding journey, it's been for a reason. You may not have realized it, but you've been cultivating this capacity for love this entire time. And it's coming, it's like this culmination is here, and it's time for this shift to happen. And it may feel like a profound shift that happens in your life, like someone coming in, you finally meeting the one, you getting pregnant and having, a healthy pregnancy and a newborn child, like you finding your soul family, you finding yourself around the right people who make you feel like you, however it looks like this is something that, again, you've been building towards. So I want to put your mind and heart at ease if you feel like it's been a long journey, or if you feel like at times you've gotten yourself off track. I want to comfort you in saying you haven't, because this has all been a part of the plan. This has all been a part of your plan, your ultimate plan to exist in love, as love, and to receive that love in return. Period. Okay, so I want to pull a few more cards. I have some other tarot cards called the Harmonious Tarot, which I love for you. You're just secure in this love. You are secure in the love that's coming to you. You're secure in the love within yourself. Expect to be activated in profound ways, new ways that feel as old as time. Like being activated in ways that feel new to, I guess, the version of you that's living this life. But the ancient soul within you, it's like a remembrance. Whew. Okay. Okay, so we have the Strength card. Nice. We have, yes, definitely the Wheel of Fortune. That is you right now. Things are coming to a head. Things are changing. This culmination. And lastly, we have the Eight of Wands. Wow. The Eight of Wands is a card of just fast-paced movement. Oftentimes the Strength card is the number 8. In this deck it's 11, but I mean 8 and 8. 8 is a beautiful number of abundance, and 8 is that infinity sign. So there's like this infinite element to what's going on here. You're ready. You're ready for love. You're ready for the next level, the deeper level of love in your life, whatever that means for you. And it is time. Period. And I love that this card, there's a woman who is, there's Cupid. It's literally Cupid. I want to show you the picture. And this woman, what is she doing here? Oh, this is so cool. She's making a wreath. And it's almost like Cupid is learning from her. Like Cupid's kind of saying, like, you don't even need me. You've got this. Like, you are love, and love comes around, and it's going to land in your lap. Like, you don't even have to do anything. You're just attracting love. That's what this feels like, this spiraling flower vine. It just feels like you're creating love. You're existing as love. You're cultivating love, learning how to do that in all parts of you over time. And it's like you'll just attract it in. I'm curious about with the Eight of Wands, things are happening quickly. Like, when they happen, they'll happen quickly. I see you, like, I see things shifting for you profoundly. And all of a sudden, like, it feels like within like a year's span, you went from one life, like living one life, to a whole nother life. Like, I would imagine this to be like, say you're a single person, or say even if you're married or in a relationship and you get pregnant, like, at one point you're just this person who's married and you're just living your life, you don't have kids, and then you're pregnant, and within that year you have a whole nother human being, a whole new life in your world that has altered your entire life forever. It's like that. And that you could say the same for someone who has been single their whole life, and suddenly they meet their life partner. They meet the person they're going to commit to forever, and all of a sudden their life is flipped upside down, and their entire world has shifted. It's something like that. That's the feeling. And again, it's going to look like that, but deep down you're going to know, like, no, I've been building this. I've been cultivating this the entire time. It's going to feel right. Okay. And then the Strength card. What is going on there? I feel like it's kind of its own message. I mean, in the imagery, we have a knight, and he's got a mirror, and it's making me think of, like, he's showing the mirror to the monster. There's a monster, and he's showing well, it's like a shield, but it's a mirror, and the monster can see his reflection in it. I think with the Strength card, you're going to be surprised by how effortless it feels to let new love in, to let it, just to allow your life to shift and change profoundly. Everything you've cultivated internally up to this point has led you here. It's like, it feels like there's a snowball rolling energy. Like you've been working and building and consistently growing over time, and doing the work, and just building your life in such a way where you've followed intuition, where you've done the healing work along the way, you haven't shied from it, where you've never given up on yourself, never given up on your dreams, never given up on what you really love and what you really want. And this is the inevitable conclusion to that. But yet, it's almost like it feels like the blink of an eye. And it also feels like profound healing that occurs. If it's like it, okay, I keep saying this, but it feels like something that happens in the blink of an eye, but it hasn't happened in the blink of an eye. This is what all of these, like all the steps you've taken in your life to get to where you are now has created this. And because it's like a final healing or like a final release, a final shift, it feels like that. But you did this. You got yourself here. Okay, I'm going to pull one final card. And this is going to be from the Tree Keeper's Oracle, and I would like to read from the guidebook for these as well. Okay. I'm sorry if I repeated myself a lot during this reading. I think I'm learning how to hone in the energy in these readings and recognize that less is more sometimes when it comes to my words, and that I put my faith in the fact that you can feel the energy and you are getting the downloads, even if I succinctly say it in a shorter, amount of wording. So, okay, so we have, we mentioned the Star card earlier too. This is number 18, Keeper of Stars. So let's go ahead and read from the Tree Keeper's Oracle, Keeper of Stars. Okay, stars carry hope light. Do you have the energy to continue to wish? The Tree Keepers have a favorite saying, always keep a star in your heart. It's because hope light keeps you young. It connects you to the heart of the child, where all magic resides. But in our disappointments and disillusions, we get wounded, weary, despondent. We stop carrying or even looking for the hope light because we no longer believe in the power of stars. Find the courage in your heart to believe again. This moment is asking you to put aside the weariness of disbelief. Revive the wonder in your heart. Go out on a limb to hope again. You are worth it. I agree. So I wonder if some of you have been surprised by some of these messages, because, and I have mentioned a lot, this long winding path, this journey. So I wonder if some of you have felt despondent on this journey, and I hope that this reading is one of those stars that you can keep in your heart. Like, I hope this is a reminder that you're on your way, and to let that love just be ignited within you, and know that it's all of this love that you're seeking is inevitable, and it already exists within you. But because of that, the natural unfoldment of that will be existing all around you in the ways that you most deeply want. So just know that, remember that, and you are love. Remember that you are love. Let your heart open into that truth, and you will be guided to exactly where you need to be. So, alrighty, group number 1. So we are doing the infinite prayer, as I mentioned, and for you, I write down a prompt for everyone, for each group, and it culminates in this beautiful transmission where I channel messages, I channel affirmations, kind of do some guided visualizations at times. It just depends, I channel it on the spot, so I never know what exactly is going to come through. But I do use Reiki in those sessions and prayer, and they're really powerful. So there will be a link down below if you're interested. And for you guys, my intention: activate the love that you are and let it guide you into desires received. So, all right, I hope I see you over in the Infinite Prayer. And just remember that if you sign up for the Overflow membership, oh, I forgot to mention to you guys in the beginning of this reading. Darn, I can't believe I forgot this. So if you do decide to do the Infinite Prayer session, for a limited time only, I will have a code listed down below next to the link to Patreon, where you can access the Overflow membership for 50% off your first month. So that gives you an opportunity to not only receive the Infinite Prayer session for this for less than what you'd pay for a one-off session, but you gain access to the Patreon membership, which has a plethora of in-depth, powerful pick a flower readings and infinite prayer sessions for you to browse and receive at your leisure. So if you're interested, please go ahead and click the link down below. No matter what, I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another reading. Bye. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment, a sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new pick a flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the Infinite Prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended Infinite Prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single Infinite Prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers, along with the tarot, to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the prompt that came through for today's reading is: you are who you've been looking for. Your journey to deeper self-love and honor. And for this reading, we are doing an infinite prayer session, which is a powerful energy healing transmission that incorporates the energies and the messages and intentions that came through in these readings. So I'm going to have you quickly listen to a short little intro about Patreon and the infinite prayer so you know more about that, and I will see you in the reading. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful pick-a-flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right, thank you so much for watching that really quick. I want to mention that this is the reading of the month where I'm going to have a small window of opportunity to get 50% off your first month of the Patreon membership. So if you sign up for 50% off your first month of the Overflow membership, you will automatically gain access to the infinite prayer session that is correlated with this reading. So if you do that, it is actually more inexpensive to go ahead and do that than to buy the infinite prayer session one off. If you just want to do the one infinite prayer session, totally go for it. But it's a really cool opportunity to check out the Patreon membership and to see if it's for you. So that membership has about 1.5 years almost worth of powerful pick a flower readings and infinite prayer transmissions. So that opportunity will be down below. There will be a code down below next to the link if you're interested in that. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. So group number 1 was beautiful, and I'm really excited to get into yours. So the energy is joyful and light and free, and I'm just seeing someone frolicking through a flower field right now. So I'm excited to see what comes through for you. So first things first, we do channel messages from flowers on my channel. So let's see what your rose has to say to you before we get into the cards. You are so loved. You are so seen. You are so honored. And just for all of who you are, every bit of you is lovable. The more healing work you do, the more work you do on yourself to clear away the blocks that get in the way of you simply allowing yourself to be who you are in this world, allowing yourself to feel safe, expressing exactly who you are in your most natural, simple, easeful presence in this world. Your most unguarded version of who you are. Just simply you being you. The more you're able to do that, the more you're able to finally realize that you've been lovable all along, because you will see that others are responding in beautiful ways to the natural, the real you. So do all you can to align to your truest essence and unabashedly and boldly be that essence in the world, and know that you are loved already, and it's only a matter of time before you experience that love by being your full self. So, all right. Wow. Cool message from the rose telling you to love who you are and honor yourself so much that you have no guards up in the world, that you are just yourself, and you know you're safe in that. And it will attract the right energies. It will, like, the right people will see you, like the people who are meant to be around you and who love you the most will recognize you more deeply. So yeah, it's just like this feeling of like whatever you can do to get yourself to that place of love and acceptance for who you are, so much so that you're unabashedly that person. I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to reiterate the message from the flower, and I feel like the flower's just like, I already said this. So let's go ahead and just put the rose down and let's get into your cards. So I think, you know what, I do that because the energy is so palpable when I'm in this and I'm channeling the messages, and I really want it to land. And this happened in group 1 where I kept like re-saying the thing, and it's like, no, just trust that it landed. Trust that the person is feeling the energy. Trust that the person received the message in the first time, and if they didn't, they can listen to it again. You know, it's like, it's so funny that I feel like I have to like, oh no, they really have to, I want them to feel this. It's like, calm down. But okay, let's go ahead and get your first card. It's going to be from the Divine Feminine Oracle. And so this is an oracle deck full of different feminine like deities, just feminine women who have lived on this planet and made profound and a profound impact. So let's see who you have. You have, wow, oh cool, Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Okay, I'm going to read from the guidebook for her. I think Saint Bridget is an Irish saint, I believe. Let's see what she has to say, or what this book has to say about her. I've heard of Saint Bridget quite a bit, so I'm definitely excited to read about her. All right. Oh, well, there's Bridget, and then there's Saint Bridget. That's interesting. Oh, maybe there's someone else. Oh, it is a different person. Okay, so we're going to Saint Bridget now. Huh. Okay, so Our Lady of Exalted Light. Saint Bridget represents the elevated state of knowing that we have everything we could ever need. Bridget was born in Ireland in 453, the daughter of an enslaved Pict woman named Foraxa. Bridget's name comes from the Celtic Briganti, meaning high or exalted. It is said that the moment the king witnessed Bridget's generosity, he knew that she was holy and set her free. Bridget shares the name of the Celtic goddess Brigid and took on many of the same attributes. St. Bridget's feast day is on Imbolc, the first day of February, which is also the day that the goddess Brigid is honored. Around 480, St. Bridget... Okay, Imbolc just happened, and there's someone named Lisa in my Patreon who just mentioned Imbolc, so it would be really interesting if, Lisa, you are watching group number 2 right now. But yeah, St. Bridget's feast day is on Imbolc, the first day of February, which is the day that the goddess Brigid is honored. Around 480, St. Bridget found a monastery at Kildare on the site of a shrine to the goddess Brigid. There were priestesses who tended to the goddess's eternal flame and received spiritual instruction in honoring the goddess. Saint Bridget is credited with organizing a communal and consecrated form of religious life for women on the same sacred ground. Tradition says that Saint Bridget died on Imbolc in 525. She had a female companion named Dar Lugdoc, who became her successor as the abbess of Kildare. Dar Lugdoc also died on Imbolc a year later, which St. Bridget had predicted. The abbey at Kildare that St. Bridget founded became a center of religion and learning and developed into a cathedral city. It remains famous and revered today. When your soul selects her card, St. Bridget lived in alignment with the highest, most exalted aspect of her being. She was born a slave, and yet legend relates that she gave away anything she possibly could to help those in need. Her generosity was an indication of the tremendous inner wealth she received from her connection to spirit. Her message to us is to reconnect to that inner fire, that eternal flame that feeds us more than anything external to us ever could. Read poetry or whatever feels like sacred scripture to your soul. Let your soul voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing, or let your soul guide your body through movement. Your answers right now are in releasing any attachments to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or someone needs more than you do, so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. Soul voice meditation. What can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me? Intention. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So far, yes, in your reading, there is a profound sense of knowing that inner wholeness, knowing who you truly are. and feeding into that and honoring that so deeply that it naturally emanates in the world. It feels secure, it feels strong, it feels powerful. It feels like, of course I don't need walls, of course I don't need to hide myself away, because this truth that exists in me, as me, is so perfect and pure and good. I don't even have to label it perfect and pure and good. It just is. So let's go ahead and pull a couple cards from the wisdom of the oracle. This is the energy of someone who, and whether you had a good childhood or not, or whether you knew how loved you were as a child or not, it's like the energy of someone who grew up with that constant affirmation of their own goodness. So they never questioned it. So it just is. It's like a healthy knowing of one's own innate, not even divinity, just goodness, just wholeness, and just worthiness of love. And it's complete. It's a complete feeling. Okay, so we have number 16 with all that glitters. Oh, that's a similar message to what this card was talking about. Like, all that glitters is not gold. It's kind of saying the things in the external world that a lot of us think are going to bring us a sense of fullness, a lot of times really don't. They just make us feel more empty. And then we have TikTok, number 30. Interesting. I'm going to keep pulling cards because I'm not getting a lot right off the bat, but I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Journey of Love. And the masks. There are masks on this pile of gold here, and I feel like you are dropping your masks. You are no longer worried about how others are perceiving you. Okay, so we have number 10 with 3 to 1. And number 21 with She is the Moon. That's a pretty card. So 3 is a pretty powerful number in your reading so far. We have 30, which reduces to 3. We have this card that says 3 to 1. And then this over here is 21, which reduces to 3 as well. So I saw this 333. And 3 is a number of expansion and growth. And I do know that this 3 to 1 card, I've read it before. And it does talk about expansion. And it's like I'm seeing like cells expanding, or like this could be just offshoot. If some of you are wanting to grow a family, that's a really beautiful sign for that. Obviously, that won't be for everyone. It could be for, maybe there are some of you who are wanting to grow a family, because we do have this TikTok. And it's like, this clock is kind of breaking away, because maybe some of you are looking at your biological clock. But again, I think that's just a little side message and side sign there that all is well there. And you are meant to, if you're wanting to grow a family, birth a child, you are meant to, absolutely. And all is well there. And even with She is the Moon, that's funny, because like the moon, it's making me think of moon cycles, like your period, and that feminine energy too. So I have to pull tarot cards. Usually I get a bit more messaging with just the oracle, but nope, we're digging into tarot. Okay. So another 3, we have 3 of Pentacles, or 3 of Earth, the Strength card. Strength came through in group number 1 in the other tarot deck, so that's interesting. Aw, we have Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I just want to double down. I don't want this to be obviously all about that, but you know what? No, I want to talk about it quite a bit, but more so as, for a lot of you, it will be metaphorical, but the Ace of Pentacles is like, you can see this woman, this fairy cultivating a seedling, and that all of this expansion energy, this feminine energy, you're birthing something, you're nurturing something that is going to be birthed into reality moving forward. And of course, take that as it resonates. with as far as birthing a child, a new member of the family. But ultimately, something new is being birthed within you. And it's originating from this place of inner nurturing and inner acknowledgement and honoring of who you are and what you're worthy of. Just inner acknowledging of how lovable you are, and inner acceptance, just inner acceptance for exactly who you are. And there is that strength. Like I kind of earlier when I was mentioning like you standing firm in that and you knowing like that's strong in you, your inner knowing of your goodness. I was thinking of the strength card. That's what it feels like. Like nothing could alter your self-concept when you're embodied in this energy. And if you haven't felt this way about yourself, you're about to turn a corner. There is an inner wholeness that is going to take place and root into your being that you have never experienced before. Not this fully, not this like rootedly. I know that's not a word, but not this groundedly, like not in this way that feels so like safe and known and indestructible within yourself. Like there might have been times in the past where this feeling felt fragile, but this doesn't feel fragile anymore. This is something that is going to be moving forward, an ever-present part of who you are, this sense of self-worth. So whatever you've done to get yourself to this point, bravo. You've done an amazing job of loving yourself up until this point, even when it hasn't felt like it, even when it's felt like you've faltered in your relationship with yourself, even when you felt like you have doubted yourself so profoundly. Something's shifting. And it's a similar message to group number 1. I feel like the energy that's been pervading these 2 readings so far has been this like ever winding journey that's gotten you to this moment where things are shifting, and where you're but in your case it's where you're more profoundly feeling like this resolute sense of self that more deeply than you've ever felt in your life. So we also have death makes sense, like a shedding of an old way of being. It's just finally time to have let go of whatever was making you feel insecure about yourself, or whatever was like this false facade of like what you might have thought was acceptable, like a way of being that you thought was acceptable to present to the world. I just see it's like those things have no standing anymore. There's a lot that's falling out of your life and out of your mind and out of your spirit and like out of your self-concept that just it's naturally falling away, but it's something that you don't miss. Like these energies they don't feel protective anymore. They just feel like dead weight. They just feel like it's like almost like old dead weeds that needed cut and like crumbled into mulch to like feed and nurture the rest of your soul, so that like the real part of you can grow and can take root. And you're okay with that. It's like you're just like good riddance, like bye, like I'm done with that. And yeah, it's all coming from this inner cultivation of self-honor that has taken you years to develop. It may not have felt like or it may have felt like a long winding journey. It may have felt like you'll never find this place of contentment with who you are and resoluteness with who you are. But it's like you turn a corner and there it is. And it's the only thing that makes sense. You knowing who you are, and you knowing that you are love and you are worthy of love. You knowing that every single part of you is lovable. It's like it all kind of comes together. Let's pull one more tarot from the Enchanted Foraxa. Yes, 6 of Cups. That's literally the perfect card. The 6 of Cups is about, in this context, I'm taking it as your inner child. that feeling, like I mentioned earlier, it's like an inner child who has been raised to know their worth. And you were the one that raised this part of you. Over the course of your adulthood, you were the one that got yourself here. And this part of you knows their worth forever from here on out because of the reparenting that you have done. And you move forward with all parts of you intact, feeling whole and knowing of how lovable they are into your new horizon. This Ace of Pentacles, this Ace of Earth, this Ace of Earth, this new life that beckons you forward. I'm going to pull a few more tarot cards from the Harmonious Tarot. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. And we have Judgment. What have you walked away from? Either recently, the past couple of years in your life, what have you walked away from because you've done the right thing? The Page of Wands is about following an inner spark, following little nudges. What sparks have you followed? Something is coming into profound fruition for you. And Judgment is about a resurrection. I think that you have created space in your being. You've released so much and you've created so much space in your being so that this resurrection, this inner resurrection can take place. So that these beautiful parts of you that have been keeping themselves hidden away until the right time, until the space is available, that this part of you can finally be free. It's like now is the time because of what you've left behind, because of the space you've created. I could see this group having gone through like a void moment where you're kind of in between what you've left behind and where you're going, and it feels empty and uncomfortable. But I promise you, it is the most profound act of love you could have done for yourself to walk away from what you've walked away from. And just know that you are at the precipice of a profound new beginning of wholeness and inner resolve and contentedness in your being that is going to carry you forward for the rest of your life. And it's only going to grow. Your self-love is only going to grow, and it's going to constantly be reflected back to you in the world around you. And new life, new energies will start to pop in, but they won't feel new. They'll feel like inevitable. They'll feel like this is how it was always meant to be, and this feels more right than anything's ever felt in my life. So just know that moving forward. All right, so I'm going to pull one last card from the Tree Keeper's Oracle, and I will read from the guidebook for this one. And then I'll get your prompt for your part of the infinite prayer session. So we have, number 14, we have Keeper of Solitude. Okay. I'm excited to read this one. Okay. There will be time for togetherness, but not now. This is a time for solitude. The spiral of your soul tree and its root system need your attention. It has songs to sing and dreams to sigh straight into your heart, but you can only hear their messages in the intentional quiet of solitude. Take this time to break away from the clan. Withdraw from the clamoring world outside and the one in your own mind. Nestle down with intentionality. Sometimes it takes willing aloneness to discover your belonging. The belonging to your soul tree, to the present circumstance and its challenges, to yourself. Yes. If you have been on a solo journey of loving yourself and finding yourself, it is only going to lead you to those who are right for the most authentic version of you. So you're doing a beautiful job. Keep loving yourself. Keep releasing what you know deep in your soul truly doesn't serve, and keep loving. So, all right. So group number 2 for the infinite prayer. My intention, or my I guess prompt for you is Deepen into self-love and honor. You know nothing but wholeness. All right. I hope I see you over in the Infinite Prayer. There will be a link down below for that. And of course, a reminder here that there is a code for 50% off your first month of Patreon. That will be available. I believe I'm going to put it until February 14th. After I post this. So, but don't worry, there will always be, every single month, there will be a small window of opportunity to get 50% off. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell icon to be reminded of when my readings go up so you don't miss another opportunity. But yes, thank you so much for being here. If you'd like, you can go ahead and listen to this outro to hear more about Patreon, hear more about the other ways I can support you, my adorable merch, and my other YouTube channel. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Bye. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment, a sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the Infinite Prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended Infinite Prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single Infinite Prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been here, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, the prompt that came through is, you are who you've been looking for, your journey to deeper self-love and honor. So groups number 1 and 2 were beautiful, excited to get into this reading. But first, I want to mention that we are doing an infinite prayer session for this reading. So the infinite prayer is a powerful way to deepen into the energies that came forth in your reading if you feel called to it. And if you want to learn a little bit more about it, go ahead and listen to this short but sweet intro about Patreon and the infinite prayer, and I will see you on the other side. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful pick-a-flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the Infinite Prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended Infinite Prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right, thank you so much for listening to that intro. I do want to mention that there will be a short window. This is my reading of the month where I have a short window where you can access 50% off your first month of your Patreon membership. So it is a really cool way to not only get access to this Infinite Prayer session if you choose the Overflow membership, but to have an opportunity to check out the Patreon to see if it's right for you. And if you do the 50% off the Overflow, it's actually more inexpensive to do it that way than to buy the Infinite Prayer session one off. So if you feel called to that, there will be a code down below. And if you do miss this window, just subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell icon to be reminded of when my readings go up, because every single month I will have a 3 to 4 day window where you have that opportunity again to try out the membership. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So, ooh, maybe we're having a throat chakra clearing. I just got like my throat just kind of got tickly and weird as soon as we got into this reading. Wow. I'm gonna take a sip. Okay. So, for my readings, I do channel messages from the flower, and you chose this lovely rose. And let's see what this rose has to say to you today. Beautiful rose. Do you have anything to say to group number 3? This is interesting. Like with that throat chakra thing, and then now I feel like there's like a blockage with the rose. the flowers usually have things to say, and I think there's maybe one time when the flower didn't want to say something and I just set it down. I was like, oh, they don't have anything to say. Like their presence is the only thing needed. Maybe that's the message. I think I'm gonna put the rose down for now. All right, second time in all of my channel and Patreon that has happened, but there's something here about your presence speaking for itself. So let's just get into the reading and we'll see where this goes. So first card we're pulling is from the Divine Feminine Oracle, and each of these are a divine feminine like deity or just person who has made an impact on the earth. And you got, ooh, interesting, white buffalo calf woman. Okay. Super cool. This is coming out a lot. I mean, I don't know, like I had a reading a couple weeks ago where white buffalo came out. And then I also had someone mentioning in my Patreon comments about white buffalo. So pretty profound symbolism right now. This could be a collective thing happening, but let's go ahead and read from the guidebook to see a little bit more about white buffalo. So this says, the prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. Oh my God. I was thinking about abundance when I came into this with group number 3. 3 is like this number of expansion. There was something as soon as I got to your reading, I was thinking about abundance, but let's read from the guidebook. Okay, here we go. White buffalo calf woman represents the sacred vision that gives us hope that all will be provided for us. Seitanwi, or white buffalo calf woman, is the primary cultural prophet of the Lakota religion. Buffalo are considered sacred to the Plains people and are seen as messengers from the ancestors. A Lakota legend says that 2 young scouts went out in search of food during a famine. They saw a stunningly beautiful woman appear before them in a radiant white light. The first scout approached her with unholy intentions, and the second scout watched as the first man turned to bones the instant he tried to touch her. She was clearly Lila Wakan, very holy. Thankfully, he knew this. She asked him to approach her because she could see into his heart and knew his intentions were good. She told him to prepare for her arrival in the village. He went back and gathered everyone together. She appeared before them and taught them the 7 sacred rites of the Lakota people, including the sacred pipe ceremony that binds men and women together in a circle of love and mutual respect. When your soul selects her card, White Buffalo Calf Woman is a sacred reminder that we don't have to struggle to receive all that we've desired. When we join our heart's longing with action, we find that there's a sacred way to move through the world. This sacred way is a path of steady, quiet alignment between the heart's intention and our every step. White Buffalo Calf Woman is an omen of hope that all will be provided for us when we approach each situation with love. What she wants us to focus on is the intention behind an action, because that changes the outcome. She's a sacred prophetic sign that we can receive what we need without fighting for it or trying to secure it through manipulation. When prayer joins right action, when we move from the intention of creating only more love, then abundance is inevitable. And when we seek not just for ourselves, but also for the benefit of our loved ones and community, our needs are divinely met. The most sacred path is the one abundant with love. Soul voice meditation. What is my intention for the work I'm currently doing? Intention. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. Okay, so there was a beautiful energy coming through this. And it was just this feeling of someone moving through the world, just knowing that they are love and spreading that love, aligning to their best intentions. Because, okay, so like for me, like the contrast there would be, we live in this world where we have to make money. We live in this world where we have to make a living. We have to provide for ourselves. And sometimes it feels like dog eat dog. It feels overwhelming. It feels like scarcity. It feels like we have to fight, And I'm seeing someone who's simply moving through the world with good intention and right action, and the abundance inevitably just flows because of that. And there's a really beautiful pathway like unfolding in that scenario. So this is you, obviously. This is your reading. So I see you moving forward with this light. And in the work that you do in the world, it is aligned with your soul essence and your soul purpose and the passions that are placed in your heart. And it's not muddied up by compromise. Like you're not compromising what you're doing for the sake of quote unquote making it or making money. Like you're just trusting so purely in the divine. You can be exactly who you are and do exactly what you're called to. And through those actions, be profoundly supported and uplifted. I was meditating last night, and I do this prosperity meditation sometimes. It's like a breathwork thing. And I can't remember if it was before or after, but I remember I was thinking of like money in one hand, like say my right hand held like money and like, for instance, my YouTube channel, my Patreon, like the ways in which I could make money, these physical things, these action steps I take to like literally create these videos. And then there was in my left hand, there was just pure love. There was my good intentions. There was my alignment with God. There was what I really want to do to help people and to serve and to just be who I am in like the best version of who I am, And so I remember like stacking my hands on top of one another. And when I put the money part, like the physical like support part on top of the love, it weighed it down. But when I put the love on top of the physical support part, energetically I felt my hands rising. So it almost felt like like for instance, I guess I could give it to you you could think of like a job that you have that is aligned. It could be something that would uplift your soul's work, like things you do in the material world to attain the money that you need to survive, you know, or to live in a way that supports your soul's calling. Like for me, it would be making these videos, posting these videos, talking about my Patreon, well, making my Patreon, you know, charging for my Patreon, and having those opportunities for that money to come in. That's literally the support. Like that's the thing that should go underneath. Like above that is the calling, though. Those are just the things that uplift the calling. Those are the things that help the calling rise. Like it's like money is supportive of the purest, the thing that is pure, which is the calling. I mean, I know that sounds almost basic, but for some reason it clicked for me in a way that it hadn't before. And I think it was because I was in that meditative state and I was in a prayerful state where it felt like God was really kind of like explaining it to me. And when I'm in that prayerful state and I get those downloads of like what it means to really live abundantly and to allow support in, it makes me feel whole within. It merges the part of me that feels guilty for receiving with the part of me that knows that I'm worthy of it. And it like merges things together in a way that feels harmonious and right. And so this is what's happening for you in your being. There is a merging here of like an inner knowing that your calling is your calling. And God is bigger than every material resource. God is bigger than money. You know, God is bigger than limitations or scarcity. And so when you truly follow that calling that's placed on your heart with pure intentions, then it's only a matter of faith whether or not, and right action, like aligned action, whether or not that like support comes in to help lift up that calling. So you're being called to something beautiful. It's literally intrinsic to who you are. It is love itself. And there's such a profound message here that you not only have everything you need to succeed, but more wants to come in for you consistently over time to help lift this beautiful intention that you have for the world. Help lift it up and ignite it and spread it and heal the world in ways and love the world in ways that it hadn't felt before, and shine light in dark places that need to be seen by loving eyes, hearts, ears. You know, it is the will of the divine for you to rise to that calling and for you to be supported in that calling in the best way possible. And another message that came through during my meditation, sorry, this is just so relevant to your message, was like there are certain things that I have desired that sometimes I think they're selfish. I think that's natural that a lot of us feel that way. But like for me, it's like I want my own place. I want it to be like I'm very specific about what's going to make me feel settled in a home, you know, and how big it has to be, what kind of location, how quiet it has to be. And, you know, there are certain like specifics, and it almost makes me feel like, am I asking for too much? But I just had this feeling of you feeling contented, settled, and right in your physical location is what's going to help this, your intention for the world, the love you want to spread, your mission for the world rise even higher. So why, it's like God saying, like, why wouldn't I put you in that place so that your needs and more are taken care of, so that you can rise to this calling that I know you're going to rise into. So ultimately, I don't know who needed to hear that, but let's go ahead and get into the wisdom of the oracle and get a couple more cards. Okay, so we have number 14 with truth be told, and there's an owl with an open window. It's like a heart, an open window with the sky inside and all these like rose petal hearts flying out. This is interesting. Owls are symbols of wisdom. You have so much wisdom to share with so much love. Like a truth. Yeah, truth be told. Like you have so much truth to share with the world. And the world needs to hear it, needs to feel it, needs to see it. And there could be, again, with that throat chakra thing that I felt right off the bat. Could be something there. We also have mending, number 52. We have a couple children or like childlike fairies creating a streamer. Let's just keep pulling cards, and we're kind of moving into a new territory here. So let's see what the next message is. It's like there's a feeling of you know all you need to know to move forward in the love you want to extend into the world. Move forward into your calling. But there's like a bridge that needs to be built from, like, it's like there are two things that aren't merged yet within your being. But once they're merged, there will be no stopping you. Okay, so we have 3 to 1. That came out in group number 2. And then we have Ethereal Touch, number 27. We are diving straight into the tarot. Pulling from the Enchanted Foraxa tarot, because I'm kind of at a blank. I need more context. All right, so we have King of Pentacles. Wow, Elder of Earth. 4 of Swords. Justice. Okay. 8 of Cups or 8 of Water. Whoa, this is wild. Like a bridge. I was talking about a bridge that needs to be built, and in this 8 of Water, it's like there's this woman standing here. Oh my gosh, interesting. She's actually a mermaid. She looks like a mermaid mixed with a woman, because she almost looks like she has feet too. It's like she doesn't know she's a mermaid. But it's like there's a river here in the way. It's like she wants to get to this structure over here on the other side of the river. And she's standing there like, oh, like I need to build a bridge. But maybe she doesn't recognize, oh, she's a mermaid. She can just swim over there. And so there is this internal bridge building that wants to happen for you, or this internal awakening that you don't even need the bridge. You are the bridge. And that you've always had the capacity to align in the way that you need to align. And then lastly we have number 5 with the Hierophant. That is really interesting. I keep having these thoughts through this reading that keep being confirmed in the cards, but a moment ago, it was when I was shuffling these cards, but it was after I had said and talked about, being in that place of alignment with God, being in that meditative place where, it felt like the download was coming directly from God saying, I want to lift you up. I want to bring you this abundance so that you can fulfill your mission for me, for God. It felt like I needed that sense of like, okay, God is like, this is coming from the source, this is coming from that overarching like authority. And that's kind of what the Hierophant is. It's like an authoritative figure. And so there's something here where you're gaining this download or permission to truly align to who you really are, which is a really powerful activator of change in humanity and on the planet. You are someone who, in your highest love, like if we're talking about self-love and this reading is about self-love and honoring yourself, then there's something here about you honoring what you're meant to do on this planet and what you're capable of doing. You have the heart of an activist. You have the heart of someone who creates, who takes the love in their being and transforms it into action, transforms it into change, positive, loving change that supports others, that feeds others, possibly literally feeds others. You know, I do feel like there are people who need you and who will benefit from you rising to your inner power, to and to rising to your worthiness of being supported in the most powerful of ways. So Four of Swords is like this energy of like this cushy energy. And I do think you have, because you're such a compassionate person, I wonder if there's been some neglect of what you think you actually deserve in your life, and like your ability to live in abundance and your ability to receive a life that feels easeful, that feels light, that feels like restful, because you know that so many on this planet don't have that. But I'm here to tell you that you need to have that life that is easeful and restful, because you are someone who's going to need your rest, who's going to need your peace to help you recharge and be the powerful agent of change that you are meant to be. You are meant for, weirdly, it's like you're meant for like your home space and your life to be stress-free, because the calling on your heart is a lot of work, and you need that place to recharge. You need that space to recharge. You need that uninterrupted quietude for reflection. And you're called to so much. And first things first, you need to be supported. King of Pentacles and the Hierophant being like at the end, it just feels like you are supported. You are so heavily supported materially. You've been ordained. You've been given permission. Like, you don't need it, but you've been given it. It's like this higher power telling you you are worthy of an easeful, safe life and space, of a harmonious life. Because not even just like, I don't want to say because what you're doing is like, it's not like you've earned it. You don't have to earn it. We're all worthy of this. And this is part of why you want to do what you want to do in the world, because you recognize that every single human is worthy of the sanctity of knowing that they're lovable, knowing that they are worthy of peace and protection. And so it just starts with you ultimately. So Justice is in the center of your reading, and Justice is the scales balancing. And I just see this inner merging happening for you, where once this all kind of clicks into place within your heart and within your soul, this knowing of why you're worthy, it's like everything falls into place, the scales balance, and movement happens in your world to give you what you need, what your soul truly needs, your soul and body truly need. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Harmonious Tarot. Love this for you. If you feel called to, what are the things, because I've been talking about the things I want to do in this world, like the callings on my heart. And so maybe that's where I'll start. You know, if you have a calling on your heart and you want to put it down in the comments below, just to have that external reflection, like even if it's just me that reads it, but other people will read it too. But it helps to affirm it in the world. You know, it helps, like if other people who have good intentions see it and can help put good energy into it, then it just gives it that much more momentum. But I want to put mine out there right now, which is something I want to see happen and I want to use this channel for. Once it's making money, you know, once I'm in a place where I am supported, where I am like supporting myself and I feel like I have that sense of ease and that sense of knowing I have more than enough, I want to use the extra money from this channel in some way. I haven't decided yet, but I am very passionate about restoring prairie land. I'm from Illinois, It is called the Prairie State, even though, the millions and millions of acres of prairie that once were are completely decimated now by commercial farming. There are tiny little patches of prairie left that I have visited, and it just awakened something in me, and I want to be an agent of change, and I want to help restore the prairie. Like, so however that looks, whether it's me supporting efforts that are already going on, which is probably what will happen in the beginning, where I will donate money to prairie conservation, or whether in the future one day I can buy out farmland and donate it to prairie conservation, or somehow work with people who know how to do that, or learn along the way, whatever it may be. And then something else I see is returning prairie lands back to native peoples as well. Like, that's a vision on my heart. Whether I see that in my lifetime or not, that's the vision I see. So yeah, that's mine. And if you have something on your heart that you want to do in this world, a change you want to see, go ahead and put it down in the comments. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what cards we got here. So we have the Death card, and that came through in group 2 too in this tarot deck. Page of Wands, that came through in group 2 too. So I don't know if you guys are linked, and then we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. So have you been going through like a transformation process lately? I could see that. Death is a card of transformation. It is a card of rebirth. Page of Wands is this inner nudge, this inner spark that you follow. It's inspiration, it's light. And then Eight of Swords is this message of, feeling like you're trapped, but ultimately you're not, and you have the key within you. So I almost feel like I'm nodding to an experience here of confusion and of like not really knowing where you're going, not really seeing the future, feeling stuck or but like in the middle of it all, you still have that spark, you still have that inspiration, you still have that light, and you follow that light. No matter how slow it is, no matter how beginner you feel in it, it's like you're following this inspiration and you're not going to let go of that. And maybe that's just a reminder here. Like, if you're in that energy now, maybe you needed to hear all of this, but also just if you have any little spark of inspiration, work on it. Even if it's like the tiniest little action step, like, again, like putting it in the comments below, like, it's like, work on what you feel called to work on, even if it feels like you're not doing anything, even if it feels like a little pin drop into nothingness. I promise you it's going to grow and grow and grow. And I can see like this kind of like confusion, or like, I don't know, like it almost just feels like muddy, like there's some muddy energy there. But again, it just don't pay attention as much to the muddy as like, because that little spark of light is all you need, I promise you. And it will just follow it and follow it and follow it until it grows and grows and grows. And I promise you, it will lead you to where you're meant to be. And it will lead you into a purposeful life. So, okay, I'm going to pull one last card from the Tree Keeper's Oracle. And I'm going to read from the guidebook for this, one last little message. And you got, 33, Keeper of the Wild. There is a dragonfly and a bunch of foxes on this deck. So if those are symbols for you, that could be profound, especially the foxes. Holy moly, there are like 20 or 30 foxes on this card. And there's a crescent moon as well. So let's see what 33, Keeper of the Wild has to say. Okay. The wild isn't just a place out there. It's also a place in here. You're related to elk and deer, butterfly and hummingbird, bison, gazelle, and tiger. The mountains live in your bones, the rivers in your veins, wildflowers grow along the chambers of your heart. You weren't born to pay bills and die, distracting yourself with the secondary satisfactions of house and car and happy hour. The time has come to unplug from your current matrix. Your mind is a savanna teeming with running wildebeests. Your heart is an ocean full of mighty whales and splendid dolphins. Your soul is a forest full of stories the moon whispers late at night. Indulge your own nature and rewild your life. Yes, I feel like if there's any type of creative spark within you, anything that lights you up, you have to follow it. You have to follow it. Do not let what the murkiness and the slowness that surrounds you hold you back from doing what really lights you up. And it's never too late. It's never too late. And it's never too late to begin, to start something new, to be a beginner. Like, let yourself be a beginner for a while. Let yourself feel uncomfortable in it, but at least you're moving towards something. It will put that satisfaction on your heart and soul and make you feel good about where you're going. And that's all you need. You need that. If that's what you need, like a sense of inner satisfaction and knowing that you're headed somewhere, just keep following those little inner lights because they're leading you somewhere. I promise you that. So, okay. All right. Group number 3. This was absolutely beautiful. We are heading into the infinite prayer now. If you feel called to that transmission, I'm going to write down a prompt for you for group 3, and it is follow that spark within. A new, beautiful adventure awaits you. All right, the link will be down below. There's a reminder that there is a short period of time where there is a code that you can get 50% off that any membership, but if you do the overflow, you'll get the infinite prayer session. But again, there will be more opportunities for that. Hit the subscribe and the little bell to be reminded of when I have readings up. And if you'd like to stick around and listen to this outro, you can learn more about Patreon, more about my merch, my other YouTube channel, etc. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new Pick-a-Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single infinite prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.